This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate.
Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors.
I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. You there? Can you hear yourself?
I sure can.
Okay, let's do this. All right, welcome to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the Zero Res Carpet Cleaning Studios. And if you want your carpets, your hardwood floors, your tile floors, area rugs, upholstery, you want all of that cleaned safely and effectively, there's only one place to go, Frank, and you know where that is?
Zero Res Carpet.
Yeah, Zero Res Sacramento, ZeroResSacramento.com, and you can go on there, and they've got great specials. Tell them that the Radio Realtors sent you, and you know what? You will be so glad that you did. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate, and thank you for listening.
And if you've got a question, a comment, or you're just ready to hire us, you can get a hold of us right now at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or you can live chat with us 24/7 on our website, RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com.
And we've got a great show for you today with these topics. Lay it on them, Frank.
Buying a home, how to negotiate like a pro.
Oh, that is going to be fun. And then we're going to talk about the many Henefits of backyard chickens.
Nice pun, Rob.
Thank you, Frank.
So once again, you can get a hold of the Radio Realtors hotline anytime at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or you can use our live chat option 24/7 at our website, RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com. Now, Frank, most potential home buyers hope to discover that hidden jewel, an amazing home listed at a low price. And while this can happen on occasion, it is more common for buyers with our help to try and create a discount by making an aggressive but effective offer on a house.
And the truth is that an offer that is only aggressive is usually well below list price and is probably not going to be effective.
And Frank, an aggressive offer alone is usually rejected by sellers who feel, disrespected by buyers' disregard for their property.
And Rob, if a seller is insulted by a buyer's offer, you may sometimes not get a second chance to make an offer.
Right. So as a buyer, there are steps that you can take to increase the likelihood that your aggressive and effective offer will be accepted, or at least increase the chances that negotiations can take place here.
But before you make an offer at all, you should be thoughtful about your goals.
I totally agree, Frank. And if you love the house and you truly want to buy it, you really don't want to submit an offer that's too low. You probably want to make a reasonable offer. You also want to be honest about what kind of mortgage you can afford and how much the house is worth.
And if you're not sure, you can ask us, your realtors, if the house is fairly priced, or if it would be reasonable to come in at a lower number.
And Frank, there are some instances where you can still offer the sellers a lower price, but you don't want to scare them away or give them an opportunity to accept an offer from another buyer. However, if you're interested in grabbing a bargain and becoming a homeowner for financial reasons and are less invested in which house you own, a low offer can be the right option for you.
And Rob, this is where things get a little complicated.
Right.
So on the Radio Realtors, we're going to give you 5 tips to help you negotiate like a pro.
All right, Frank. Well, let's do this. The Radio Realtors tip number 1 to negotiate like a pro is be aware of current market conditions. As your realtors, at least at the Radio Realtors here, we discuss your local real estate market throughout your home search so that you can understand the value of individual houses.
And Rob, if your local market is a seller's market with a lot of competition for homes, you are much less likely to have an aggressive offer accepted.
However, Frank, in any kind of real estate market, a house that has been listed for sale for several months is more likely to have owners willing to negotiate a lower price.
And it's important to know the real estate market in your area and to do your own research.
Very important. And a seller might be thrilled to get your aggressive offer in a buyer's market, but might be more likely to go back and forth on price if there are multiple offers or more people interested in buying their home.
And you don't want to be stuck making counteroffer after counteroffer when there are multiple people interested in the home.
Right, because the bottom line is if you lowball the sellers, they might end up selling the house to other buyers, and then you're going to be looking elsewhere for your new home.
And we've done this numerous times. When we receive a lowball offer, we will use that offer to get a better offer with a higher price and better terms.
Yep, Frank, we call that real estate leapfrog. It's a great thing.
Yes. Okay, Radio Realtors tip number 2 to negotiate like a pro is to be respectful to the seller.
Yeah, Frank, even if you think the sellers have overpriced their property or have let it maybe fall into poor condition, it's important to treat them with respect and follow the protocol of your local real estate market.
After all, this is the seller's home and maybe the place where they raise their family, and the sellers may be selling because circumstances are forcing them to sell rather than by choice.
Yeah, this is so true. So a lower offer may be slightly offensive to sellers, but if we put together an aggressive and effective offer, like we've been saying, with a quick close, maybe 14 to 21 days, along with an expression of your appreciation for the property, it's more likely to be accepted than a low offer accompanied by a half-complete contract or an insult about the property's condition.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Right, it sure is.
Okay, the Radio Realtors tip number 3 to negotiate like a pro is have us as your agents contact the listing agent.
Yeah, when it comes time to put in an offer, the Radio Realtors, we always reach out to the listing agent, and we also have our preferred mortgage lenders call the listing agent to help, personalize the negotiation.
And we also reach out to the listing agent to discuss things before we submit your offer to see if we can gather information on what he or she would like to see to make your offer stand out.
And the primary goal here is submitting an offer that is irresistible to the sellers. Our goal is to find out as much as possible about the sellers, why they are selling, and whether they have turned down other offers.
This can be helpful regardless of whether you intend to make an aggressive offer or to consider a higher offer.
That's correct, Frank. Now, before we get to tip number 4, we're going to go to break. But if you want to negotiate like a pro, you need to have pros on your side. And that would be us here at the Radio Realtors. Rob and Frank with the Valley Dream Team at eXp Realty. You can get a hold of us and you can work with us by calling us. 833-32-RADIO is the number, 833-32-RADIO, or you can live chat with us 24/7 at our website, radiorealtors.com. And we'll be back right after this. Do you know what that sound is? That's your wake-up call. What do you need to wake up from? It's the nightmare of paying your landlord's mortgage. Think about this. If you're paying $2,500 a month for rent, you're paying $30,000 of your landlord's mortgage a year, and that should have you waking up in a cold sweat. Why not make a resolution today to buy your very own home? Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is ready to help you. The market has changed, and it's leaning towards being a buyer's market, and that means you could buy a home now, not overpay, or be in a bidding war, and maybe even get some of your closing costs paid for you. Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is a mortgage master, and he specializes in customizing a loan for your unique situation. Jeff even has down payment assistance loans and ideas to buy down your interest rate. Answer your wake-up call. Call Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage at 916-765-2900 or apply online at jeffcompton.com, NMLS ID number 298997.
Thank you for calling Jeff Compton's office. It's a great day to buy a home. How can we help you?
Brandon Tatum here, host of the Officer Tatum Show. Have you heard that teamwork makes the dream work? Well, I've been part of some really special teams. I play football, I worked in law enforcement, and even my team here on the radio. And if you're wanting to buy a home anywhere in Northern California, call the dream team, Rob Lewis and Frank Crandall, the Radio Realtors with eXp Realty. Check this out. Royce and Angela were first-time homebuyers wanting to buy a home in Lincoln. Rob and Frank met with them, discussed their wants and needs for a home, got them pre-approved with one of their preferred mortgage lenders, and had them out looking for homes the very same day. Rob and Frank found them the perfect home and negotiated a great price. And in just 21 days, Royce and Angela had the keys to their dream home. As a home buyer, they can help you win too, even in this shifty market. Call the dream team, Rob and Frank, the Radio Realtors with eXp Realty at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Online at radiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com. DRE number 01406275.
There's adventures in life that can be quite scary, like volcano luging, for instance.
Oh, look out for the lava, turn left. Ah!
or swimming with sharks.
This wasn't supposed to be scary.
Or running with the bulls.
Run, hurry!
But there's one adventure that shouldn't be scary, and that's buying a home. That's why we recommend Adventure Home Inspections. They'll check everything from a home's major systems, including HVAC, interior plumbing, electrical systems, as well as the structural components, such as the foundation, floors, walls, ceilings, attics, roof, doors, and windows.
Hey everyone, this is August, owner of Adventure Home Inspections. One of the best ways to protect your home buying investment is a high-quality home inspection from Adventure Home Inspections. You can trust that you're in good hands, so give me a call, 916-367-2735, or visit us online at adventurehomeinspections.net. Start your adventure right with Adventure Home Inspections.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors.
I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the Zero Res Carpet Cleaning Studios. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate.
And I got to tell you, Frank, if you want your tile floors to look brand new, you know who you got to call?
Zero Res.
Yeah, Zero Res, spelled forward and backwards the same way. And you go to ZeroResSacramento.com. They cleaned a friend of mine's tile floors just recently, and he did not know. He bought the home used. It was a previously lived-in home, and he thought the carpet, or the tile floors were like a dark brown. They were actually a tan color, like a beautiful tan color. And they cleaned the grout, they cleaned the tile floors, and they literally look brand new.
Yeah, I think they're going to be getting a call from me this week.
You go, well, hopefully so. Yeah, they're just so good. So they're the best. So if you want your floors cleaned, your carpets cleaned, your tile floors, hardwood floors, upholstery, area rugs, any of that stuff cleaned without harmful chemicals.
That's a great Father's Day gift. So they don't have to do it.
That is a great idea. Yeah. Go to ZeroResSacramento.com and tell them the Radio Realtors sent you. So we're talking to you today about making an offer on a house, how to negotiate like a pro. We're going to do a real quick recap. The #1 tip is to be aware of your current market conditions. You know, it's good to know whether you're in a buyer's market or a seller's market. And right now, nationwide, I mean, it is a little bit topsy-turvy. It's some areas it's a buyer's market, some areas it's a seller's market, some areas it's really nobody's market.
And if you listen to the news, it's all doom and gloom.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you know what? There are a lot of people that are listening to the doom and gloom and waiting. They're waiting and waiting and waiting, and they're going to be sad when 2 years come from now, and the people that buy now,
that's right,
those people are going to be happy. And even with interest rates being a little bit higher, you can secure a home, you can date the rate and marry the house, because you're going to be able to refinance that mortgage at some time. Now, tip #2 is to negotiate like a pro is be respectful to the sellers. You really want to make sure that you're careful on what you say around the sellers, how you deal with them, because this is a home that they've probably raised their family in. So they don't want you to be going, hey, you know what? As soon as we buy your home, we're going to tear out those awful cabinets in your kitchen, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. They don't necessarily want to hear that. You want to really focus on the things you love about the house. So if you write like a love letter to them about their house, focus on the stuff that you love about the home, not on the things that you're going to potentially change. And that also goes along with the offer. You don't want to necessarily put in a lowball offer on somebody's home. So we can strategize on that. Sometimes if a home has been on the market for a while, then maybe a lower priced offer is, definitely something you should consider. But we want to make sure that we, take into account to be respectful to the sellers. Tip #3 to negotiate like a pro is have us as your agents, contact the listing agent. What's really blows my mind sometimes, Frank, is that we get offers on our listings and they just come in an email and we never even talked to the buyer's agent. They just send us the offer and don't even contact us.
That's because we're not like everybody else, Rob.
Why is that?
Because when we make an offer, you get calls from us.
Right. Yeah. Well,
okay?
we want to talk to
It's common courtesy.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Good Lord.
I have actually had like 20 offers on one home, a few months back. And one of the agents sent me an email with the offer and I didn't get it. It went to my spam, but I had gotten so many offers and then we went pending. So he called me up and says, "Hey, how come you didn't respond to my offer?" And I said, "I didn't get your offer." And I look in my spam and it was in there. And he didn't even, it was just forwarded to me from DocuSign. So, that can get, caught up, but there was no letter on there, no email saying, "Hey, here's our offer. This is what we're doing." And, it's kind of disgusting.
It's called communication.
Yeah. So you got to make sure that you are negotiating like a pro, and you want to make sure your agent is doing that for you.
That's right.
If you work with us, you're going to get that for sure. If you're working with someone else, make sure they're negotiating for you like a pro.
And light a candle.
Right. Now, Radio Realtors tip number 4 to negotiate like a pro is have your financing in order. Sellers are correct to be worried about getting to the closing table with any offer they accept. So your offer must be accompanied by a pre-approval letter from a preferred mortgage lender along with an earnest money deposit.
In our opinion, the higher your earnest money deposit, your promised down payment, and the speed of your loan closing, the more likely the sellers are to take your offer seriously. And obviously, if you can make an all-cash offer, you're even more likely to succeed.
So keep this in mind also. Having your finances in order also includes making the right decisions for yourself and your bank account. And you definitely want to make sure you can afford the mortgage for the house you like, because you have to pay that mortgage every month for the next 360 months or 30 years, Frank.
Yeah, and while it may be true that the seller may have multiple offers, and you may end up back on the house hunting trail if you don't get a particular home, it's better to keep looking for a house you can afford than to default on your mortgage and end up in trouble with your lender.
Yeah, and having your financing order is a crucial step, and part of being able to negotiate like a pro is to know what's happening right now in the world of mortgages. And that's why Frank and I always pair up our buyers with one of our preferred mortgage lenders. We have 3 preferred mortgage lenders that we work with, and that is it. And so, we can work with any lender, Frank.
We get the calls.
Yeah, we get the calls. But typically what we do is we pair you up with one of our preferred mortgage lenders that are tried, true, and tested. And we know that they're going to get the job done. And do mistakes get made every once in a while? Yes, they do. But I'm telling you right now, these people stand by their product and they get the job done. And I have actually seen a few of our, we've had clients where maybe we were the listing agents and somebody came along with a buyer and their lender could not get the job done. And we asked them, "Hey, does your buyer want this house?" They go, "Yes, we do." Well, can we go ahead and have them talk to one of our preferred mortgage lenders and see if we can help them close this? And you know what? Every single time that I've done that with one of my clients or with one of our, buyers that have come through, we've always had our lenders be able to come through.
I've never heard a no.
Yeah, no, they said we can handle it. Now, sometimes it takes a little bit extra time because maybe you're 2 weeks into it.
Yes.
And so it might take another 2 weeks to get it done. But I've actually seen where we've been 10 days in and still they were able to close in 21 days. And that was 11 days with our lender.
Yep.
From start to finish. So it's really, really important that you get your financing in order. And so that's why we say, hey, if you're thinking about wanting to buy a home, the first thing you need to do is talk with us and we'll put you in touch with one of our preferred mortgage lenders. Our number is 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Now, the Radio Realtors tip number 5 to negotiate like a pro is eliminate or at least shorten as many contingencies as possible. And if you're making an aggressive but effective offer like we've been talking about on a home, you might want to consider keeping those contingencies to a minimum. With a steal of a price, you probably shouldn't expect to have the sellers make repairs or to convey any additional items to you, such as their hot tub or something.
Yeah, and we recommend that you should still have a home inspection but you may want an information-only inspection if you anticipate making any repairs yourself.
And if the sellers are already letting their house go for a bargain, you don't want to complicate the sale with a bunch of contingencies. It's important to find out what you should expect to repair and the costs, but you should generally expect to get the house as is.
Yeah, keep in mind that a low offer is not always the right offer to make. In fact, you need to be prepared to lose the house if your offer is too low. Let me repeat that. You need to be prepared to lose the house if your offer is too low.
Yeah, and sometimes the market isn't in your favor and the sellers will stand firm on the list price. However, if you make a lower offer respectfully in the context of your local market, you could end up with the bargain home of your dreams. Now, we have got to go to break, but if you're thinking, I want to buy a home and I want to be able to negotiate like a pro, you're going to need to have pros working for you. And that's us here at the Radio Realtors. And I'm telling you, we have these conversations almost every day with potential buyers. And some of you out there are going, well, you know what? I'm going to wait until the interest rates go down, or I'm going to wait until this happens, or I'm going to wait until after the new year. I'm going to wait until I go month to month on my rent. There's a lot of different things and what ifs, but I'm telling you right now, if you've been thinking about buying a home, why not at least find out where you are in the process? Because I think a lot of people are just plain scared what they're going to find out. Well, you're not going to find out unless you find out, right? It's sort of like if you're having health issues and you don't go to the doctor because you're scared of what you're going to find out. Well,
that would be the opposite of smart.
Right. Wouldn't you want to know, what potentially is wrong with you?
Yeah.
That maybe they can help you fix it rather than you not knowing what's wrong and just living with that fear. Well, it's the same thing with buying a home. And I know that these are totally two separate things, but I'm telling you folks, there are people that thought there's no way I can buy a home, and they called us up, and within 3 weeks, they were living in a new home. It can happen that quickly. And if it can't happen that quickly, then we put you on a strategy, on a game plan so that we can get you there. So give us a call, 833-32-RADIO. You want to learn to negotiate like a pro? You need pros on your side. That's the Radio Realtors. Rob and Frank here with eXp Realty. Give us a call, 833-32-RADIO, 833-32-RADIO, or live chat with us anytime at RadioRealtors.com. We'll be back right after this.
If your house smells foul, like mold or smoke, who you gonna call? If your house smells bad, like your dog or cat, who you gonna call? Smoke Busters affordably neutralizes odors without harsh chemicals. Call them today at 916-880-5335 or book online at smoke-busters.com. That's smoke-busters.com.
What the heck was that?
That was the Empire Home Loans Fast Close race car.
The what?
The Empire Home Loans Fast Close race car.
Dang, that thing was really moving.
Well, here's the deal. We're shifting into high gear and accelerating into a buyer's market. And due to low inventory, a fast close can get you across the finish line and into your dream home. Paria Chevalier and his team at Empire Home Loans close loans fast in as little as 10 days.
Yeah, but what about interest rates? Aren't they higher right now?
Yeah, but they're still well below the average. And right now, potential home buyers are coming in first place in the home buying race with Empire Home Loans.
Hey, I'm looking online. Home buyers are getting closing costs paid, credits for repairs, and even interest rate buy-downs.
That's a fact, Jack. And it's even possible to buy a home right now with little to no money out of your pocket. And like I said, you can close in as little as 10 days.
Woo, that's fast.
You bet it is. Find out more at PariaLoans.com. That's POORIA Loans.com. And MLS ID number 2099042. Equal housing lender.
Hey, is your electrician giving you static because they won't get into your attic? Are they giving you an awe face because they won't get into your crawl space? I'm Anthony, the proud owner of A&D Electric. I'm offering free estimates in the greater Sacramento area. There's no job too big or too small. So give me a call, 408-707-4744. Or better yet, Google A&D Electric. And remember, if life gets too hectic,
call A&D Electric. That's my dad.
Hi, this is Brandon Tatum, host of The Officer Tatum Show. As a former police officer, I know the importance of trusting the people that you work with. And that's why if you're planning on selling your home in Northern California, you want realtors who got your back. Call my friends Rob Lewis and Frank Crandall from the Radio Realtors and eXp Realty. Check this out. Kat and Carl had to sell their home in Roseville and move to Ohio for work. They needed their home sold quickly to buy their next home. And because Rob and Frank spends thousands of dollars on marketing each month, they have a pool of buyers that are ready to buy. Rob and Frank sold Kat and Carl's home in Roseville for $20,000 over list price. Plus, they referred them to an agent in Ohio through their nationwide network of realtors and helped them get a great deal on a home there too. Don't wait. Sell your home today for top dollar. Call Rob and Frank, the Radio Realtors with eXp Realty at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Online at radiorealtors.com. DRE number 0140-6275.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold a house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors.
I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
Here we go.
What are we doing?
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the Zero Res Carpet Cleaning Studios. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate.
And you know what? Sometimes you have carpets, you've got hardwood floors, you've got maybe tile floors, and there's some stains on them or just dirty, and you just can't get them up with your normal cleaning products. Well, I'll tell you what, Zero Res safely and effectively will clean your carpets, upholstery, wood floors, tile floors. I was talking to a friend of mine who has had roommates over the years, and they've spilled all kinds of stuff on the floor. And, you know, he says they're just kind of slobs. And so he had Zero Res come out. Zero Res came out and just, he said he couldn't believe the carpets looked so nice. He was just so impressed with Zero Res, and they do a great job.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to get those things done and clean safely and effectively, where you could have your pets on them, you could have babies crawling on the floor, all that good stuff. Well, Zero Res is the place to do it because they are safe and they don't use harsh chemicals like a lot of those companies out there.
That's
so
awesome.
Go to zerores.com. That's zerores.com. And Frank, you know, raising chickens. This is a big, like we just took a quick turn, right? We were going down Highway 80 at about 85 miles an hour, and we just took the exit, and it was the Backyard Chickens exit. I don't know if you know where that is, but it's kind of up Meadow Vista area, I think, you know, but.
Oh, I thought you were like going 80 and then hung a right on Longview Drive or something.
Ophir. Have you ever seen that sign for Ophir?
Yeah.
That's what I'm sure there's a lot of chickens in Ophir, but you know, raising chickens can be therapeutic, rewarding, fun for beginners, maybe even a bit nerve-wracking. And there's literally tons of information about raising chickens. And it's kind of hard to figure out what is right, what's not right, and what's kind of just plain weird.
Okay, so on the Radio Realtors, we're going to give you our beginner's guide to raising backyard chickens. Yes, folks, you're still listening to a real estate show.
Yeah, well, you know what? We've actually done this topic before, but we actually have had a few people reach out to us, and then even some clients. I was showing property the other day, and they said, hey, in Sacramento County, can you have chickens? And I said, yes, you can, but there are CCNRs and there's different things. And so we're going to kind of go over some of those things. But, you know, what do you think about having your own pet chickens? Because Google searches on raising them have climbed super sharply over the past couple of years, Frank.
Another question you should have the answer to is, why are you raising chickens? And there are 3 answers: eggs, meat, or pleasure.
That just sounds weird. So eggs, meat, or pleasure. And even though chickens might not be, you know, as cute as your dog or your cat, their fresh eggs are a welcome addition to your meals.
Yeah, and with the prices of eggs, now I understand why.
Yeah, and it appears that America is obsessed with backyard chickens, with food shortages and basic necessities sometimes flying off the shelves. I mean, remember toilet paper, eggs were a problem there for a while. People seem to be searching for new ways to make sure their families eat well, And for some, the solution is poultry.
Yeah, it appears that interest in chickens has increased over 500% in the last couple of years. And raising chickens is something that most Americans can do reasonably.
Yeah, besides being an easy intro for at-home livestock, chickens are also relatively affordable animals to take care of. They don't cost much and they don't take up a lot of room. And this is a great way to become a little more self-sufficient without committing to a completely self-sufficient lifestyle.
So, have you caught the chicken bug yet? If so, the Radio Realtors are going to share with you a few things to know to get your poultry in motion.
Nice, Frank. So how do you raise chickens at home? Well, when it comes to raising chickens, the first thing to do is to make sure you're even allowed to have them. And some cities have a bird per resident limit. Some deny the right to have a rooster, though.
And some laws may require the coop to be certain size and or distance from the house or property boundaries.
And once you know what your zip code livestock laws are, buying chickens is fairly easy to do. All you have to do is search for chickens for sale at a hatchery or feed store near you.
Then it's time to start building a coop. Chicken coops are essential to both keeping your chickens happy and stress-free and protecting them against predators like foxes, raccoons, hawks, rats, cats, and even dogs.
Yeah, Frank, the truth is chickens, they just aren't very smart, right? So you're going to have to spend time looking out for their welfare since they won't always be able to do it. And you can start by making sure they have a secure place to sleep, since sleeping chickens can quickly be killed.
Working out all the details of caring for chickens at home might sound complicated, but there is a ton of resources online and several places close to you that sell them.
Yeah, so let's talk about the pros and cons of raising chickens, or the Henefits, like we were talking about earlier. And after all this talk on raising chickens, you're probably wondering, what's in it for me? Well, it turns out there's quite a bit here, and here are the few pros and a few cons from the experts. So let's give it to him, Frank.
Pro number one, chickens make your yard better. Of all the livestock you can raise, chickens are the easiest to care for.
Yeah, chickens eat nearly anything, so they're a great way to recycle your kitchen scraps, and they also provide natural bug control for your plants.
Chicken manure is also free fertilizer for your garden.
All right. Pro number two is chickens provide natural pest control, kind of like we talked. Chickens spend hours each day in search of like ticks and mosquitoes, grasshoppers, flies, and other small insects.
And this means fewer annoying bugs bothering you. And God, I hate mosquitoes.
I don't like mosquitoes either. I don't like flies either. Now, pro number three is fresh eggs are the best. There's nothing like fresh eggs, especially when grocery stores have a limited supply sometimes.
Yeah, and Rob, most eggs that you buy in the grocery store are at least a week old when they're put on the shelf.
And it's very possible that eggs bought in the grocery store are 2 weeks old by the time you bring them home. Plus, you don't have to refrigerate eggs from your backyard chickens because eggs are laid. I did not know this until I had chickens, right? But they're laid with a nearly invisible coating called the bloom or cuticle on the shell. And this coating keeps air and bacteria out of the egg, keeping the eggs fresh longer. So as long as you don't wash your eggs until just before cooking them, there's no need to refrigerate them at all. And now let's discuss the foul things about fowl.
You're scaring me with how much you know about this stuff.
Yeah, I know too much.
All right, con number one, don't expect eggs right away.
What?
Before you start gathering up all your favorite omelets and frittata recipes, keep in mind that you may not have eggs right away.
Right, Frank. Your chickens don't start laying eggs right away. They usually need a few weeks to settle in and start to feel comfortable.
And Rob, any disturbance can cause them to go off the lay for a few days. Your chickens need a familiar, calm environment to lay eggs well.
And remember also that if you opt for buying chicks instead of chickens, you're going to have to wait even a little bit longer because most chickens won't begin laying eggs until they're about 4 to 6 months old. Now, before we get to con number two about having chickens, backyard chickens, we have got to cluck off to break here, but don't go anywhere.
Oh, my Lord.
Don't go anywhere. If you'd like to talk to the Radio Realtors about buying a home or selling a home or buying chickens, we can help you. 833-32-RADIO is our number. That's 833-32-RADIO.
You're losing
and
it.
we have some more nuggets of wisdom
You're
coming
losing
up
it.
next on the Radio Realtors. You can also live chat with us at RadioRealtors.com. Back after this. Do you know what that sound is? That's your wake-up call. What do you need to wake up from? It's the nightmare of paying your landlord's mortgage. Think about this. If you're paying $2,500 a month for rent, you're paying $30,000 of your landlord's mortgage a year, and that should have you waking up in a cold sweat. Why not make a resolution today to buy your very own home? Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is ready to help you. The market has changed, and it's leaning towards being a buyer's market, and that means you could buy a home now, not overpay, or be in a bidding war, and maybe even get some of your closing costs paid for you. Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is a mortgage master, and he specializes in customizing a loan for your unique situation. Jeff even has down payment assistance loans and ideas to buy down your interest rate. Answer your wake-up call. Call Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage at 916-765-2900 or apply online at jeffcompton.com, NMLS ID number 298997.
Thank you for calling Jeff Compton's office. It's a great day to buy a home. How can we help you?
Brandon Tatum here, host of the Officer Tatum Show. Have you heard that teamwork makes the dream work? Well, I've been part of some really special teams. I play football, I worked in law enforcement, and even my team here on the radio. And if you're wanting to buy a home anywhere in Northern California, call the dream team, Rob Lewis and Frank Crandall, the Radio Realtors with eXp Realty. Check this out. Royce and Angela were first-time homebuyers wanting to buy a home in Lincoln. Rob and Frank met with them, discussed their wants and needs for a home, got them pre-approved with one of their preferred mortgage lenders, and had them out looking for homes the very same day. Rob and Frank found them the perfect home and negotiated a great price. And in just 21 days, Royce and Angela had the keys to their dream home. As a home buyer, they can help you win too, even in this shifty market. Call the dream team, Rob and Frank, the Radio Realtors with eXp Realty at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Online at RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com. DRE number 01406275.
There's adventures in life that can be quite scary, like volcano luge, for instance.
Look out for the lava, turn left!
Or swimming with sharks.
This wasn't supposed to be scary!
Or running with the bulls.
Run, hurry!
But there's one adventure that shouldn't be scary, and that's buying a home. That's why we recommend Adventure Home Inspections. They'll check everything from a home's major systems, including HVAC, interior plumbing, electrical systems, as well as the structural components, such as the foundation, floors, walls, ceilings, attics, roof, doors, and windows.
Hey everyone, this is August, owner of Adventure Home Inspections. One of the best ways to protect your home buying investment is a high-quality home inspection from Adventure Home Inspections. You can trust that you're in good hands, so give me a call, 916-367-2735, or visit us online at adventurehomeinspections.net. Start your adventure right with Adventure Home Inspections.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors.
I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the Zero Res Carpet Cleaning Studios. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate.
And if you've got chickens and you're in your chicken coop and then you're coming back into your house, you know what's going to happen to your carpets? They are going to get dirty fast. So you need to get Zero Res in
Well,
there.
you're just bringing it all together, aren't you?
You got to bring Zero Res over to clean your carpets and your floors because you don't want to be tracking chicken poop into your house. So, you know, they can be pretty messy, those chickens. And we're talking about raising backyard chickens. But if you need to get your carpets cleaned, your upholstery cleaned, your area rugs, your tile floors, your wood floors, any of those floors clean, and you want them to be cleaned without harsh chemicals, you want them to be safe for your pets, even if you have your chickens in your house, well, then you got to go to ZeroResSacramento.com. They will take care of you, and just tell them that the Radio Realtor sent you. Now, Frank, we are talking about the pros and cons of raising backyard chickens. And so the first pro was chickens make your yard better. They're one of the easiest livestock that you can care for. And chickens will eat pretty much anything. I mean, we used to feed our chickens, scraps from the table. They would eat fruit like rinds and all kinds of stuff. They'll eat it. And it's cool because you can have feed, but then they love to snack on, fruit and scraps and everything else. Also, chicken manure is free fertilizer for your garden. Pro number 2 is chickens provide natural pest control. They like to eat like mosquitoes and grasshoppers and flies and small insects. So they're going to keep your yard hopefully mostly bug free. Now, number 3 is fresh eggs are the best. That is a big pro because there's nothing like fresh eggs. And, you don't even have to keep those eggs that are fresh in the refrigerator like you do when you buy them at the store. You can literally just keep them on your counter because they have that cuticle or bloom on them. And you just keep them like that until you wash them. And it's amazing. And having fresh eggs every single day, there's something glorious about it. It feels like you're self-sufficient. You're out getting vegetables in your yard and then you're getting eggs. Now let's talk about the cons, right? Number 1 was
don't expect eggs right away.
Yeah, you don't get eggs right away. So like you said, don't start, getting your omelet and frittata recipes together because it's going to take a few weeks. And then also like we said, the hens can go off the lay if they're disturbed. So if there's, an animal's disturbing them or anything like that, they can go off the lay. And, chickens off the lay become barbecue chicken pretty much, Yeah, if they're not producing, right? What is con number 2, Frank?
Chickens are work.
Yeah.
Raising chickens isn't as simple as setting up a coop and throwing the birds in. Properly caring for your chickens will take both time and patience for the best results.
And I don't think you should be throwing chickens at all anyway. I don't think that's such a good thing. But I can tell you from my own experience that chickens are a nice addition and relatively low maintenance compared with other domestic pets. But there is some regular work and costs that shouldn't be overlooked. You got to feed them, you got to water them, and you've got to clean their coops.
Yeah, it sounds like they're a little like human babies because chickens can't take care of themselves and they rely on us for proper care and protection.
Yeah, that is a stretch, Frank. That is a stretch. But con number 3 is chickens can be dirty and smelly. Actually, no, con number 3 is chickens are dirty and smelly. And I don't mean like your feet after wearing sweaty socks and old sneakers all day.
No.
I mean, they smell. They poop everywhere and it accumulates like all get out. And you can throw down more straw and even some diatomaceous earth or DE to keep the odor down, but they are merely just kind of Band-Aids.
And Rob, a good remedy for the smell is to use fresh herbs and rose petals in the nesting boxes and in sleeping areas. Not only will the herbs and petals smell great, but the hens will also appreciate the tasty treat.
That is good news right there, Frank. And mint is another great addition, and it's going to help repel the pests as well. So the wrap up here is my late father-in-law, Bruce, who I totally miss dearly. He was literally one of the best men that I've ever known in my life. But Bruce introduced us and my family to chickens when he went to a local Western feed with my 2 boys and got us 6 baby chicks. And it was really, really funny because he brought them home, and this was up in Calaveras County, and they stopped by Taco Bell. They got a couple tacos from my wife because they were bringing them back to the house. And they said, go give your mom the tacos, and then we'll surprise her with the baby chicks, right? So that was the introduction, right? And it was funny. They ended up bringing these in a like storage bins, and it had holes in it and everything like that. And they had like one of those warming lights, and we had feed, and it was ridiculous because Trina pulls up with this big bin, and I said, "What have you done?" And she goes, "It was my dad," And so anyway, I think it was kind of like a joke because he was a jokester, but it took on a life of his own. And so one of the 6 we found out later was a rooster, and we had to take him back to the farm because he was waking us up at like 4:30 in the morning with his prepubescent crowing. However, in my experience, watching and caring for our backyard chickens was sort of like really having like a cool fish tank, but it actually produced. It wasn't, like a fish tank, you just watch the fish and they're kind of fun to watch and everything. But I never thought I would say this, but I liked actually watching the chickens. They would actually kind of play together. They're funny because they all have like different personalities. They chase one another. They push each other around. They'll fly up into the air a few feet. They'll drop down. They roll in the dirt. They scratch. They peck. And then sitting in the backyard watching them, it kind of made me happy for some reason. I can't really explain it, but it kind of reminded me of simpler times, or made me dream about, living on a farm. I'm not sure, but either way, I liked it.
Okay, Rob, so we need to let our listeners know that hens have around 2 good years of laying before their production declines, and they become freeloaders.
And right, so when the cost of their feed is greater than the money you save in eggs, then you have to have a little mental cost-benefit analysis to complete.
That's right, Rob. And on a true farm, animals that are no longer useful are normally, dare I say, eaten.
Oh, wow. And since you are a nice farmer, you might make, a far more personal decision that includes things like love for your chickens and the value you place on them as pets.
That said, Rob, they're pretty tasty, and stewed chicken and dumplings, it's pretty good.
Or cooking one on a Traeger is pretty nice too.
Yep.
Yeah. But you can experience the whole process all over again if you just buy new chickens.
And hens will lay eggs through the spring and summer and into the fall, as long as they have 12 to 14 hours of daylight.
And you might be able to collect eggs daily or even twice a day, Frank.
And all year round, you'll have to shovel manure. Right, Rob?
Right, Frank. But it is a small shovel. And if you go away on vacation, you're going to need a reliable chicken sitter, and they can be scarcer to find than hen's teeth.
And chickens are social creatures, so plan to keep 3 to 6 birds. And remember, there may be restrictions depending on where you live.
And with this amount, you'll always have a steady supply of eggs, since an adult hen lays about 2 eggs every 3 days on average. And in fact, I did a little research, and generally speaking, chickens and roosters can be kept on your residential property in Sacramento County if you live on a lot size that is 10,000 square feet, or maybe about 0.22 acres, I think that equates out to.
Yeah.
However, a lot depends on your CCNRs and your other restrictions. So if you have your heart set on chickens, make sure you do your local research.
And one of the best websites we have found about raising chickens is backyardchickens.com.
Right, Frank. So hopefully you're taking away a few nuggets from our talk here today.
Nice, Rob.
On backyard chickens. Thanks, Frank.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this show.
Make it a great week, everybody.
And go out and cock-a-doodle do it. Do you know what that sound is? That's your wake-up call. What do you need to wake up from? It's the nightmare of paying your landlord's mortgage. Think about this. If you're paying $2,500 a month for rent, you're paying $30,000 of your landlord's mortgage a year, and that should have you waking up in a cold sweat. Why not make a resolution today to buy your very own home? Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is ready to help you. The market has changed, and it's leaning towards being a buyer's market, and that means you could buy a home now, not overpay, or be in a bidding war, and maybe even get some of your closing costs paid for you. Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is a mortgage master, and he specializes in customizing a loan for your unique situation. Jeff even has down payment assistance loans and ideas to buy down your interest rate. Answer your wake-up call. Call Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage at 916-765-2900 or apply online at jeffcompton.com, NMLS ID number 298997.
Thank you for calling Jeff Compton's office. It's a great day to buy a home. How can we help you?
Brandon Tatum here, host of the Officer Tatum Show. Have you heard that teamwork makes the dream work? Well, I've been part of some really special teams. I play football, I worked in law enforcement, and even my team here on the radio. And if you're wanting to buy a home anywhere in Northern California, call the dream team, Rob Lewis and Frank Crandall, the Radio Realtors with eXp Realty. Check this out. Royce and Angela were first-time homebuyers wanting to buy a home in Lincoln. Rob and Frank met with them, discussed their wants and needs for a home, got them pre-approved with one of their preferred mortgage lenders, and had them out looking for homes the very same day. Rob and Frank found them the perfect home and negotiated a great price. And in just 21 days, Royce and Angela had the keys to their dream home. As a home buyer, they can help you win too, even in this shifty market. Call the dream team, Rob and Frank, the Radio Realtors with eXp Realty at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Online at RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com. DRE number 01406275.
There's adventures in life that can be quite scary, like volcano lugeing, for instance.
Oh, look out for the lava, turn left!
Or swimming with sharks.
This wasn't supposed to be scary!
Or running with the bulls.
Run, hurry!
But there's one adventure that shouldn't be scary, and that's buying a home. That's why we recommend Adventure Home Inspections. They'll check everything from a home's major systems, including HVAC, interior plumbing, electrical systems, as well as the structural components, such as the foundation, floors, walls, ceilings, attics, roof, doors, and windows.
Hey everyone, this is August, owner of Adventure Home Inspections. One of the best ways to protect your home buying investment is a high-quality home inspection from Adventure Home Inspections. You can trust that you're in good hands, so give me a call, 916-367-2735, or visit us online at adventurehomeinspections.net. Start your adventure right with Adventure Home Inspections.
With springtime here, maybe it's finally time to do something with that house that you own that's stressing you out.
Whether it's a heavy fixer-upper with deferred maintenance, an older all-original home, an inherited house, or even a hoarder home.
Or maybe you have bad tenants, a divorce sale, or you're even behind on your payments.
We've got something called the Easy Cash Offer. If you're in need of a fair and quick all-cash home sale, Rob and Frank here at the Valley Dream Team at eXp Realty can help.
Call the Radio Realtors today, 833-32-RADIO.
DRE number 01406275. If you're in real estate, you know that being an agent isn't always as glamorous as you see on HGTV. The real life of a realtor can be tough physically, emotionally, and financially. What if there was a way to take control of your life and career without paying thousands of dollars? What if there was a way to put together a lucrative retirement plan that most agents only dream about? At the Radio Realtors, we help realtors create greater personal wealth by utilizing amazing advances in technology. Let's get together for coffee and discuss how you could be a part of history, like the Amazon of real estate. Find out how we're making real estate fun and rewarding through multiple streams of income. There's a saying, if you're going to live, leave a legacy. Make a mark on the world that can't be erased. Whether you want to be a realtor, you have a few years in, or you're a veteran, are you ready to make your mark? Let us help you. Call us 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO, or online at RadioRealtors.com. Rob here reminding you that you can hear all of our shows on the Radio Realtors podcast through Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Pandora, and more. Please give the Radio Realtors podcast a 5-star review and share the link with your friends. Access it now at RadioRealtors.com.